The problem of terrorism, as it is affecting Afghanistan, is not entirely an Afghan problem. As a matter of fact, a greater part of this problem is a regional problem, and a greater part of this problem is unfortunately coming to us from Pakistan.
Pakistan.
The Americans, the international coalition, when they say they're continuing to work in Afghanistan and yet the security is not there, they're right. Because they have not gone to the right place to fight terrorism. Which is the sanctuaries that the terrorists have in Pakistan.
But Pakistan, actually, recently I have noticed that there is a very strong declaration from the Afghani government against Pakistan. And you have accused the Pakistani government that they are behind the attempt of your assassination, the last one. And the most dangerous thing that you have threatened that you will go behind the border just to fight Al-Qaeda and Taliban as well, which means you meant Pakistan. Right now, Mr. President, if you don't have the power just to secure the situation in Afghanistan, do you think that you have a power to go behind the border?
When I said that Afghanistan will go in self-defense beyond the Durand line, was in response to a statement that came from terrorist networks from Pakistan. From someone called Baitullah Masood, you must have heard of him, from someone called Fazlullah. They declared that they will cross the border and come into Afghanistan to kill Afghans and the international troops. Now, for me, the president of a sovereign country, when there is a threat issued to me beyond my borders by someone, what is my responsibility?
Yeah, but that's right, but the question is, do you have the power? Can you do it?
The power is the power of the government, of the institutions of the government, and of the people. Afghanistan is known in history, and Afghanistan has proven that in history, that when the Afghan people decide to defend themselves, they always win, as we have always won. Why did the international community come to Afghanistan after September 11?
Why?
Because they were threatened. The Twin Towers were blown up. A lot of innocent life was lost. It was a great, great tragedy for all of us. Not only for America, for the whole of the world. Okay. Muslims died, Christians died, every other nationality died.
On September 11.
September. Okay. And they felt that the source of that problem was in Afghanistan, so they all came here. First of all, to free themselves of the threats of terrorism, and then in the process to help Afghanistan regain its independence and rebuild. And the Afghan people joined hands with them in order to get liberated from the oppression of the Taliban and the Al-Qaeda. And because of that, the Al-Qaeda and the Taliban were driven out of Afghanistan in less than a month and a half. But then, why are we still fighting terrorists? If the Afghan people are friendly and want the rest of the world to help them, then what is the problem in Afghanistan? Who is fighting? The Afghan government? Who is fighting the international community?
Okay, so, yeah.
If the war is in Afghanistan, and if we are not winning this war, that means there is something wrong in Afghanistan, and then in that case it becomes an internal matter for the Afghan people. Therefore, we will not need the presence of the international community in Afghanistan for our internal problems. Then the Taliban is an internal problem of Afghanistan, and I should sit down with Mullah Omar, find him somewhere, talk to him and resolve it. But if the problem has tentacles, roots, beyond the borders of Afghanistan, if the international community, the international press, the government say that there are sanctuaries beyond our borders in another country, namely in Pakistan, and if the tribal territories of Pakistan are sanctuaries to terrorists, to training grounds, to suicide bombers, to their trainings, which also some officials of the government of Pakistan admit and talk about, in that case, it is needed for the security of Afghanistan, for the security of Pakistan, and for the success of the international community to wage the struggle against terrorism in the right place, that is the sanctuaries of terrorists beyond the Afghan borders in Pakistan. This war against terrorism will never be won by bombing Afghan villages.
I see.
The war of terrorism is not in the Afghan villages.
It's in Pakistan.
It's in the sanctuaries of terrorists.
Okay. Right now, Mr. President, right now you are saying that the coalition forces did not do what they should do in Pakistan, while actually Western media in general, they are saying that no, Mr. Karzai doesn't actually do the job well in Afghanistan. So who do you think actually we should?
If Karzai is not doing the job well in Afghanistan, then the international community is saying that it is an Afghan problem. In that case, the international community have no business in Afghanistan. Then they better leave. If it is an internal Afghan problem.
No, do you think that it is not an internal, it's an international problem?
It is an international problem in which Afghanistan has been suffering the most.
I see.
And unless the international community focuses in the right place, Afghanistan too is a sovereign country. If they can go with their planes and bomb Afghan villages in pursuit of terrorism, they should do the same in any other sovereign country. I've been trying to find the Taliban and talk to them for the past 6 years.
Since you are enrolled?
This is an extremely important question. Okay. In Pakistan, the government of Pakistan can find Baitullah Masood and talk to him. They can find Mullah Fazlullah and talk to him. They can find Mangal Bagh and talk to him. They can find Mullah Fazlullah and talk to him. And Mullah Omar of Pakistan and talk to him. But where do I find the Taliban leaders to talk to them? How can I find Mullah Omar? Where is he?
Where is he, do you think?
That is the question.
So for you, I'm asking you as a president of Afghanistan.
That is the question. If I know where he is, I will go and talk to him.
Where do you expect him to be right now?
He is not in Afghanistan.
How you make sure?
If you were in Afghanistan...
You have mentioned, Mr. President, sorry to interrupt, you have mentioned before that even Bin Laden is not in Afghanistan.
He is not, surely.
So what is your proof that he's not?
I'm sure if you were here, I would have found him.